Software developer did what I was told. I worked at a pipeline company that supported hundreds of clients. Part of the mission was gathering information from internal sources and create client-specific reports which were required to be available at the start of their business day by web. Once, when the site's team lead was on vacation, the off-site manager asked me to provide a design change which included providing downloadable PDF reports as well as several other changes. Up to this point, this company had not been utilizing my software engineering skills. I was just maintaining their existing software product as a programmer. I was excited to show them what I was truly capable of producing. I put in over 60 hours that week researching the requirements, the customer usage patterns, hardware resources required, development plan, including staged implementation, all that's needed for creating a great design document. And it was a great design document. When the site team lead returned from vacation, he went ballistic claiming that the design was trash and totally useless. He then sketched out a plan that poorly covered about 25% of the requirements and which didn't consider hardware usage and availability. My current guess is that he felt threatened by my abilities. But I was told to implement team lead's plan as he documented it. So, I did what I was told. While my research indicated that less than 5% of the clients bothered to review the daily reports, unless they were tracking down a specific problem, time to create each report was 1020 seconds. So, part of my plan was to create the customer's PDF report files as requested during the business day, when the computer workload was light, and once they downloaded the PDF, delete that PDF from disk. The team lead's replacement design required the PDFs to be created for all clients every night. He also failed to add the cleanup process, leaving the PDF files on disk. You can see where this is going. It added a massive amount of computer to the nightly processing, delaying the finish of the daily processing, and it took a couple of months to fill up the hard drive. But the team lead said my design was trash and I should do what I was told. I never offered any solutions to that company again. I just did what I was told. When the hard drive fills up, not my problem. If the nightly processing could not be completed in time, not my problem. Nowadays, we would call this quit. Edit. Quiet, as several people have pointed out to me. Rightfully so. Sad that you never got to use your skills. I hope you have a better job now. Good job. When no one's listening, this is what you should do. Just one thing. Do you have written trace of him telling you to follow his specs? Just to be sure you are covered. I started doing the same thing with my boss. It's always a pleasure to see a problem rise up when I predicted it months in advance and telling him, I told you. Do you want to reduce development time by blindly accepting the junior's merge requests? No problemo. Do you want to cut out this useless functions that the customer will surely ask after the first release? Aye matey.
Again, good job.
This is why I always kept anything I made in my own file away from the normal spots anyone would think to check. For when it turned out I was right and had a higher up ask for something be fixed directly down to us, as opposed to following the chain. Never a good sign when they do that. I could push out the solution in about 30 seconds. The accompanying explanation on how I got it to them so quickly was always fun, especially if they noticed the dates of the files and documentation. I did something similar. Generating the custom reports were very load intensive, so we held the custom report for a few days after it was downloaded because for some reason the clients would often download them and delete them right away. Don't ask me why. That's not quit. That's breaking an employee. They had someone willing to stretch their limits, and they let fear get in the way.
quiet or quiet?
The upside is that you have proven to yourself you have the skills needed to do the job very well. Use this experience in the interview for your next job. Sounds a lot like the team lead felt he was being undermined in his authority by someone else, instructing you to do things while he was absent. It's a very human reaction, especially to people who may have experienced backstabbing in the past. When the hard drive fills up, not my problem. If the nightly processing could not be completed in time, not my problem. Well, did they fill up? This is but a hint of maybe fallout. Please drown us in fallout gore. Back up your program to jump drive and delete it from their system. Team lead's way is better. He said so and he's in charge, so?
Quiet /.
He sounds like a Dunning-Kruger halfwit who's more interested in looking good than in success of the project. They often kiss ass and weasel their way into management slots. I won't work for or with people like that any longer. Quite quit. Or quiet quit. I see quite quit all the time when I suspect it should be quiet quit. We like to know the fallout here. Can you enlighten us? You quite quit quietly. Well played. Ah, the joy of corporate manglement. Corporate manglement rule of BS number 13851. You can do the most amazing job ever on any given project, but unless it was the boss's idea, and they can take credit for it, you did a terrible job and your project is garbage. Corporate manglement rule of BS number 2185. A corollary to rule number 13851. If you do manage to successfully complete a project and it is highly successful, expect to be given everyone else's projects to do for them in the future. But don't expect to be paid anything extra for your services to the company. Corporate manglement rule of BS number 381. Your job is not to be good at your job. Your job is to make your boss look good to their boss. Corporate manglement rule of BS number 8990. Your boss owns all of your successes, but you own all of your failures. Unless you are the boss, in which case you need to remember to assign all of the blame for any failures to your subordinate employees, while making sure that your name features prominently on any successful endeavors. Corporate manglement rule of BS number 72. When you get all of your work done far ahead of schedule, you might think that your company will be appreciative of your efforts and reward or recognize you for your skill and competence. However, from the manglement's point of view, you are a lazy layabout who clearly has way too much free time on their hands, and is obviously being overpaid for doing so little work each day. Expect to have more and smellier piles of manure shoveled your way in the future until you demonstrate your worth by making sure that you don't complete any work ahead of the allotted time. Got a report due tomorrow that takes an average minion 7 hours. But you can do it in 30 minutes flat? Better do it in 30 minutes but then spend the next 6.5 hours getting paid for watching TikTok and YouTube before turning it in to your employer.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.